Hey you guys, it's Ty and welcome back to my channel. Today is May 2nd, 2023 and it is Tuesday. So good evening, good morning, good afternoon, regardless of where you are. As you guys can see, I'm reporting live. I do feel like a news reporter, but I'm currently outside in nature. You guys know this is my favorite place to be, is outside. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. And if this is your first time here, welcome. I am a naturopathic physician. I'm a life coach. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm your favorite rich auntie, the rich auntie. So with that being said, I'm here to suggest and advise when it comes to holistic healing, some tips and tricks by speaking from a place of experience, by working with all kinds of people, white, black, blue, red, men and women of all different ages of walks, stages in life. So with that being said, I hope you guys are enjoying your day, your evening, regardless of when you watch this, and that you guys are being patient with yourself. So really quickly before I start the video, disclaimer, once again, I am outside and this is something that I'm getting adapted to. So if you guys hear the construction or the wind or anything else, just know that this is live and I'm looking around because as you guys can see, there are creatures that live outside. This is their home. I am aware that bugs and bees and trees and bees are going to be outside, so I'm just going to try my best to stay focused and just get into the video. So that being said, for today's topic, we are going to be discussing and going over our emotions as well as our thought process. So with that being said, once again, as a naturopathic physician, it is not my job to tell you guys what to do or how to feel. Just speak from a place of vulnerability and let you know that everybody's going through trials and tribulations. Everybody's experienced trauma from emotionally, physically, financially, psychologically, abusively, intuitively, and not to not justify your abuse from people, places, and things that are not meant to be in your life, just as much as yourself. So we're going to be talking about why it is important to continue to motivate yourself, to be positive to yourself, and to be gentle to yourself, especially if you're suffering from suicidal thoughts, you're suffering from depression, anxiety, OCD, ADHD, 1, 2, 3, PTSD, any label and attachment. And as a naturopathic physician in real life, I personally do not like to recommend or tell you that you have any labels or attachments, because once you define yourself to a label and attachment, that's what you start to feel. So when it comes to not doubting ourselves and self-sabotaging ourselves, first thing I want to suggest and advise, so go ahead and get your pen and papers if this is for you, is understanding why you feel the way that you're currently doing. So for example, if you are somebody who is struggling to get up out of your bed, if you're somebody who is struggling with your mental health, ask yourself, why do you feel so sluggish? Why do you feel delayed? In order for you to understand why you emotionally feel attached to what it is you're experiencing, you have to understand how it makes you feel. So what is the feeling just as much as your thought process? So from experience, anytime I would experience self-sabotageness or doubt, I would have to realize that my experiences in my life are meant for me, and that the reason why I would felt the way that I did is sometimes because of other energies or certain people, places, and things that were not for me. You see, when you surround yourself with people, places, and things that do not bring out the highest good in you, that do not support you, that don't make you feel comfortable, you feel like you have to be timid, you feel like you have to be stiff, you feel like you can't express yourself. So self-sabotaging sometimes is not coming from us internally being miserable or from our experiences. It may be through other people, other environments, or things that weren't serving me. So for me, anything that caused me any doubt or suffering or self-sabotaging was honestly just because I was around environments, people, places, and things that no longer serving me and that wasn't pouring into me. In order for you to self-sabotage yourself, you have to feel low of yourself, whether it's something that you've seen, rather something that you heard, rather you've been exposed to it, or rather somebody invalidating you. And this is why you have to continue, I don't know if you guys can hear that loud background. This is why you have to continue to pour into yourself every single day. So I'm just going to suggest and advise a couple of tips and tricks when it comes to dealing with self-sabotaging and doubt. And I may have to go to the next scene because I don't know if you guys can hear the loud police and the ambulance in the background. Or I'll just wait. Once again, you guys, for those of you who are watching these videos, they're going to be slightly different. I do like the vibe outside. I feel comfortable, but it's just like with being outside comes with a lot of distractions and noise. So I'll probably wait a second, or I might just go to the next slide. Once you're able to identify your feelings, I want you to understand why do you think the way you do. So once again, when you're self-sabotaging because you've been projected on, or you're in environments that don't make you feel comfortable, or you're not able to express yourself because you may not know how, I want you out loud, or if you can't get a pen and paper, I always suggest advise a journal. I do believe journaling does help, because if you have anxiety, you're constantly overthinking, and if you're depressed, you're thinking about things that are no longer helping you grow. So if you're able to just verbalize out loud, and even when you watch this today, just express how you feel. So if you're dealing with self-sabotage, and let's just say you're angry or you're frustrated about your current situation, express that. So for example, if I was frustrated about my current situation, I would just simply say, I feel upset because I am tired of being where I'm at. I'm tired of being around people who don't do anything for me. I'm uncomfortable because I try to be the best version of myself and I think I'm not good enough or I'm not worthy, or whatever you feel. Always express how you feel. That's something I've realized. The longer you hold on to emotions that are not serving you, they stay in your mind, they stay in your body. And anybody who knows anything about your body is very sensitive. That's why when you get around certain people, places, and spaces, you feel some type of way. It's energy, and that energy that you keep internally will cause you to suffer, will cause you to have panic attacks, will cause you to have doubt, fear, and just as much any type of an illusion. And it's not to invalidate your feelings. It's not to say how you're feeling when you're upset or when you're depressed isn't true. But once you're able to diagnose yourself or understand why you feel the way you do, you can start acknowledging verbally just as much as emotionally on how this triggers you. You want to be able to identify your triggers when it comes to you doubting yourself. So if you are starting a business, if you're going back to school, if you're doing something new, and this I feel like happens with a lot of people have goals and admirations and things that they want to accomplish in life, but because they've never done it before, a lot of people may be fear, so they talk so much into not doing what it is that they want to do, that they don't experience it. They've allowed people, places, and things who aren't for them to make them feel some type of way. And if you are just, excited about yourself, and then you get around people, places, and spaces that are not for you, you would just maybe feel like, what's the point? And I'm here to tell you from experience, the point is you. You have to show up for you regardless of how people make you feel. Like something I've had to experience out of my 26 years in life, people are constantly going to project onto you. And me personally, this is why I became a naturopathic physician, at the age of 20 years old, 21, and started my business that time. I'm sorry, you guys, this is a big airplane behind me. And what I've had to realize is that how other people feel about me, what they think about me, is not my issue. And it's not my job to pick up their energy. Just because other people are doubtful, just because other people don't have resources and tools, doesn't mean that you can't do it. And you have to understand, anything or anybody who does not bring you to the highest version of yourself is not for you. So don't allow things that are not meant for you, that make you feel good, to question your worth. So that's another thing I want to suggest and advise. So once you're able to identify your thoughts and your emotions, and you verbally express yourself, or you write it down in a journal, understand, okay, excuse me, now that I was able to express the way that I did, allow yourself to grieve, allow yourself to be sad, allow yourself to be mad and angry, you vocalize it. Understand, what could you do now? You see, we don't have to be stuck in our situations. We don't have to continue to suffer. And I know that may be said easier than done, but once you're able to identify your thoughts and your emotions and where it's coming from and why you feel the way you do, you must take some type of action. And I honestly feel like once you're able to vocalize and identify your thoughts and your emotions, you will realize I've been programmed information, like I said, that's not for your highest good. Once you're able to identify your thoughts and your emotions and how it makes you feel, you must do something about it. Do not allow yourself to sit in this frequency, as well as thoughts and emotions that are doubtful, that are sinful, that are negative, that cause you anxiety, depression, or have PTSD. And honestly, the more you hold on to things that are not serving you, the more you're going to feel stagnant, the more you're going to feel trapped. And speaking from experience, something I had to realize is once you identify how you feel, take some type of action. So for example, if you're doubtful because you don't feel motivated about starting something new, something that's unfamiliar to you, instead of getting upset and instead of feeling down about yourself, take the step forward to realize, okay, what could I do? So anybody who's starting anything new, and I want you guys to know that when it comes to healing, it is new. And I feel like the most important thing when it comes to your healing journey is grieving. When you allow yourself to grieve, you have to be patient with yourself. To be honest, the more you can learn to be patient with yourself, the more you express yourself every single day, you're learning to release all the negative energy that was projected onto you, whether it was emotionally, physically, financially, howeverly. And when you are starting something new, such as your healing journey, learning to love yourself, learning to be confident in yourself, you will realize that this is something that you're unfamiliar with. And everybody, I'm pretty sure, as they're going through their healing journey, as they're learning to love themselves, will just realize this is something that I've never done before. If you've experienced trauma your entire life, like I said, if you've been abused, if you've been corrupt, if you've been around emotionally negative energy, people, places, and spaces, psychologically, financially, you've been broke, you were in poverty. Oh my gosh, this is this big airplane. You were in poverty, you were homeless, you were hungry, you were on drugs, you were drugged, you were beaten, you were touched on inappropriately. You have to understand that all of that trauma that is no longer serving you is just going to get released. So the next thing I'm going to talk about in the next slide is patience. And once again, you guys, I'm literally looking all over the place because there's so many flies and so many bees. It's so much going on. And once again, this is new to me. I think I'm finally grounded. I may have to understand when I come out here that the bees and the trees cannot stop the show, because this video needs to be posted regardless. So really quickly, I just want to inform you that as you're healing yourself, you want to practice patience. When it comes to understanding patience, it's not for anybody else to rush you. Do not feel forced as you're healing yourself and learning yourself and loving yourself, because your healing journey is for you, and everybody's healing is going to be different. So because all of us have gone through trials and tribulations, all of us don't feel the same way. All of us don't have the same resources emotionally, physically, financially, intuitively. As you're healing yourself and learning yourself, you will learn that once you express yourself emotionally, intuitively, psychologically, or physically, you will learn that as you continue to be consistent with your emotions and your thoughts and allow yourself to grieve, you will realize that everything that you've been holding on to is just things that are not meant for you. And in order for you to be present, you have to accept your past. So the more you can practice patience and understand what patience is, which is, it's not more so, you guys, this is big airplane. It's not more so of waiting, because anybody in life can wait. You guys, this huge airplane, I'm so sorry. It's not even the fact that you have to wait, it's how you have to wait. Patience is how you choose to wait. So as you're healing yourself, so if you were sad, if you were suicidal, you were depressed, and you're no longer wanting to feel like that, you must be patient with yourself. You have to allow yourself to yell, you have to allow yourself to cry, you have to allow yourself to grieve. And what I want to suggest and advise for those of you who are returning is get you a pen and paper. Regardless of when you watch any of my videos, I always suggest and advise you get a pen and paper to take notes if you're not able to comprehend mentally or emotionally, but write down how you feel. I always tell you guys to get a journal, because the journal is something that's going to help you understand your thoughts. You want to be able to understand your thought process just as much as your feelings. So the more you can express yourself, or you physically write down how you feel, or you verbally express how you feel, the more patient you will be. Patience is something that takes time, and the more time and energy that you commit to yourself with wanting to heal, slowly but surely your emotions and your vibration will raise. So I think I'm going to end off this video. Of course, I have a lot of content for the rest of this month, but overall I just want you guys to make the commitment. So I'm going to end off the video by just making sure that you guys are staying committed. So overall, what we talked about is understanding our emotions, understanding our thought process, how does it make it feel, and expressing ourselves. The more you practice expressing yourself mentally, emotionally, the more you take time for yourself, the more you allow yourself to grieve, because you should never be embarrassed to grieve. People, places, and spaces that don't allow you to grieve emotionally, physically, that make fun of you for being vulnerable, that make fun of you of being sad and depressed, are not people you want to be around. And that's another thing too. Once you identify your thoughts and your feelings and where it's coming from, you will realize that everybody may not have your best interest, and that it's okay that you are no longer around people, places, and things. As you're learning to heal and love yourself and pour into yourself, you will realize that everybody in your life is in your life for a reason, and they will teach you something for a season. The more you're able to identify yourself and to stay in tune with yourself and focus on your thoughts and how things make you feel, the slowly but surely you will get to where you need to be. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Live your life, stay tuned. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Ty_Guidance to stay up to date. If you want a one-on-one session, go to my website at tyguidance.summer.com. All the information will be in my description, as well as the about section in my page. Link in bio, and follow us on TikTok at your favorite Rich Auntie, the Rich Auntie. And if you have any questions, feel free to follow us on social media or email us. Let us know what you think. Let me know what you think of this video. And stay tuned for further videos, and maybe surely but surely, just like me, as I'm adapting to making videos outside, I too will get comfortable with expressing myself and being okay. So know that it's okay to be vulnerable and never be embarrassed. I love you guys. I'll see you later. Bye.